This is my Lexus GX470, and this is a 50 cal ammo can. What do these have to do with each other? Nothing really, except for I have 3 of these incorporated in that build in kind of unconventional, sketchy ways you might not think. Full disclaimer, I am a semi-professional amateur, so don't try this at home. Jumping right into it, let's go to the first one. Pop the hood, and here we have my 50 cal ammo can fuse box. So, story time on how this gem of a monstrosity came to be. It was a couple years ago. I was still playing Army part-time on the weekends and 2 weeks in the summer, right? I was headed to drill, and I was going through Little Rock on 30 at, I don't know, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and my alternator died on me, and then my battery went out going 70 in the dark through Little Rock. So pulled over, just on the shoulder, wherever it was, and called my platoon sergeant, who showed up with his 1-ton Dodge and a trailer to pick this thing up. And so first of all, we got some jumper cables to put some charge in the battery, just to get the engine running to drive it up on the trailer. But in the dark, I hooked up the jumper cable leads backwards on my battery. So that ended up frying the main fuse that is up underneath here, and completely fried that, so everything's dead, right? So what do we do after that is pulled one of his batteries out of his 1-ton and hooked my winch up to it and just winched it up on the trailer, right? So get the GX on the trailer, get it strapped down, and proceed to trailer it to drill. Get to drill, and then I get to work on it, pull the bad alternator off, slap a new one in there, and run into the issue that I cannot find this specific giant fuse that goes to this box at the parts store. And so pulling the fuse out of the factory box, I end up just mangling this thing, tearing it all apart, trying to get to this fuse. And so fuse box no more, right? And so couldn't find the right fuse for this. So what me and my buddy ended up doing is finding this automotive breaker right here, and wired this in instead. And so yeah, that's part of it. And then well, now my fuse tray here is just sitting on the fender well. So next great idea at drill was to go get a 50 cal ammo can and use that instead. So we got a grinder out and cut it up to where this fuse tray would fit in this ammo box, and did my best to kind of seal this up with self-tappers and silicone. So that's super watertight, as you can tell. But anyways, it's been just like this for probably 4 years now, and had no issues with it. Haven't blown any fuses, haven't had any problems, you know, which is surprising considering there's no top, there's no weatherproofing, no nothing. Lots of sketchy wiring I've done. But anyways, would I do this again? Absolutely not. But hey, if it works, if it works, don't fix it. So until I start having issues with this, it's gonna stay in here. On to number 2. Get into back seat. If I can get this back seat to fold up. Here we are. I wonder if any of you know where this is going. If you do, leave it in the comments. So, my fuel pump went out. So if any of you've had, some old 90s pickup trucks, early 2000s, whatever, a common practice that I have done several times is cutting a hole in the bed above the fuel pump. Well, that's what we have right here. As you can see, the floor carpet is ripped up. I really don't want to take all this apart. I think I have a picture of it I'll put right here. Story time on number 2 is fuel pump went out, and I ended up coming in from the top. So before it's been modified, there is a hole actually underneath your carpet and underneath the insulation and sound deadening and whatnot that you can get your hand down into to disconnect, the wiring and everything to the fuel pump, right? Well, this was a night I had to be at work the next morning and had about 3/4 of a tank full of fuel and wasn't going to drop the tank, and didn't really feel like siphoning that much fuel. So ended up getting an angle grinder and cutting the factory hole just ever so slightly bigger to be able to undo the fuel pump and pull it out of the top. So that's what I did. Swapped the fuel pump and cut up a piece of an ammo can and put it on top of the new hole I made and self-tapped that in and siliconed all the way around the side, and worked just fine. Didn't have any gas fumes or anything like that, and worked great. Would I do that again? Absolutely, because that cheap parts store fuel pump actually went out after like 3 months. So jumped on eBay and bought, it's like 2 or 3 different OEM pull off fuel pumps right off of who knows how many miles, how long they've been there, how old, whatever fuel pumps. Went through those, all 3 of those, and finally ponied up the money to go to the dealership and get a brand new OEM fuel pump to slap in there, and haven't had any trouble since. So this I would definitely have done again and not drop the fuel tank like 4 or 5 times. Coming around to the back, you see my rear bumper is removed, and I've built some a tube rear bumper. And you notice that my cabin vents are no longer there. Well, I pulled them out and cut out a piece of ammo can and did some terrible body work and covered those up. Story time on number 3. Took the bumpers. I've taken all the plastics off this thing, right? And done my own body work, and it looks not great. So, but it's an off-road vehicle, who cares? Anyways, these things look atrocious when they are exposed, right? The purpose of the cabin vents is to handle the I guess the pressure inside of the cabin of the vehicle. When you open and close doors, you know, they don't give resistance closing or give you resistance opening, right? So this one was a little sketch from the start. I knew what I might get into, but I don't care, they look terrible. So anyways, cut it out, welded these together, and grinded them down, sort of, and threw some black spray paint on them. So, would I do these again? Absolutely. I have no issues opening or closing my doors. I'm not blowing out my windshield or any of that crazy stuff I've seen a ton of people say will happen if you close these up, right? The other big thing too is when these were exposed, I was getting a ton of dust and coming in the vehicle when I was going down dirt roads, and that's pretty well mitigated, not a problem anymore. This thing, you can see, has all these holes and stuff in it already, so it doesn't affect the doors opening or closing at all. So no big deal on that. Would do this again. There you have it, my 3 sketchy uses for an ammo can on my GX build. Thank you guys for watching. If you would, hit that subscribe button, because it's free for you and it really helps me out, so I don't have to do sketchy stuff like that. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys. Bye.